Yo, what's up guys, ArmV6 here, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can get up to 226 damage on your fire character at the same time. This is the highest possible damage that I know how to get, and we're going to be using a lot of exclusive, really hard to get gear. I'm going to put all the gear in the description, so if you actually want to go for it, you know where to get it. It consists of a lot of gear bonuses and just basically damage all around. In this list, we're going to be going for damage only. So at the end of this, if you do get everything on this list, your damage is going to be really good. However, your other stats are probably not going to be. So that's just one thing to keep in mind on this list. So anyway, let's get right into the video. And we'll get into what you need in order to get the magical number of 226 damage. I'm going to be going through the list kind of quick since I have everything in the description. Also, just a quick disclaimer, I don't have all this gear myself. My damage is only 173. However, if you want to check the math, go for it, because I'm going to be linking everything in the description. So if you really want to see if it adds up to 226 damage, you can do that. I promise you it does. Anyway, let's get right into the list. So the first thing on this list is the hat, and it's going to be the Dragoon's Fiery Helm, since it gives a lot of damage, and it goes with the set bonus. For the robe, you're going to be using the Royal Elixirs, I think that's how you say it, the dress coat for level 140 plus, since it gives that 26 damage, which is the highest damage for any robe in the game. I don't actually have this robe, but I'm going to put a picture up of the stats for it on screen. You can get this out of the Yuletide packs, so I think it's for a limited time. So if you really want to get this, you got to hurry, because the packs are going to go away really soon. For the boots, I'm sure you could have guessed that we're going to be using the Dragoon boots, since it gives 36 damage and it goes with the set. For the wand, you're going to be using the Fossil Avengers Skull Crusher, since it gives 24 damage, and it will go with the pet that we're going to be using. You can get this out of the Primeval Horde packs in the shop. I think that they're always going to be in the shop, so you don't have to worry about getting it, for a limited time. But you need this one. There are other wands that give higher damage. However, this one goes with our set bonus, so we need to use the Fossil Avengers Skull Crusher. Now for the Athame, normally we would use the Edge of the Raging Daystar, which is the Dragoon Athame, or the Edge of the Shadow Web. However, for this particular build, if you're trying to get the highest possible damage, you're going to need to be using the Dragoon's Fiery Athame, or whatever, the Fiery Dagger, I don't know what it's called, but the Dragoon Dagger, or Athame, because it gives a lot of damage, and it's going to go with our set bonus, giving us another 7%. So if you want to get the highest damage possible, and ignore all the other stats, you need to get the Dragoon's Fiery Dagger or something. I don't really know what it's called, but you need the Dragoon Athame. For the Athame, you're going to be either using the Pit Viper's Carcinet or the Medallion of Lower Zigzag. You have a choice here because both give 2% fire damage. However, the Pit Viper's Carcinet does give a little bit more health. However, that doesn't really matter. It's like 20 health. Both of these are dropped from the level 60 dungeon that the Balance Teacher in Crocotopia gives you. So I think they're pretty tough to come by. However, you need it if you want to go for the maximum possible damage. So yeah, you have a choice here. I don't know. I would just suggest farming that dungeon until you get one of them, and then stopping there. For the ring, we're going to be using the Executive Thermal Ring, which I actually have. It gives 19% fire damage, which is insane. That's way more than the Dragoon or the Mithraea. So yeah, you're going to be needing the Executive Thermal Ring. Now for the deck, this is where all of the controversy comes in. If you want to get the highest possible damage, literally the highest possible, you're going to need the Ice Deckathletes Deck 10, which is extremely difficult to come by. You need to do so many Deckathon thingies in order to get this deck. It's just such a hard deck to get. However, it does give you 10% fire damage. But if you use this deck, you're only going to be able to use treasure cards. However, it does give that 10%. So, I mean, you could just go back and forth with this. However, if you really do want the maximum possible damage, you're just going to need to equip the Ice Deckathletes Deck 10. If you don't want to get the Ice Deckathletes Deck, then you can always get the Case of Engulfing Flames, which is dropped in Chrysalis, since it gives that 1% damage. You know, but it's better than nothing. Certainly easier to get than the Ice Deckathletes Deck 10. For the mount, and yes, you need a mount for this, you're going to be using the Fire Gulcher, since it gives 3% fire damage. Now for the pet, you need to pay very close attention for the pet, because you need exactly what I mentioned here. If you get anything else, this will not work. It has to be an ultra scaly Frillisaur, which you can only get by hatching from a friend or something, or from packs. It needs to have Quint damage, which means 5 damage perks, Fire Giver, Fire Dealer, Fire Boon, Pain Bringer, and Pain Giver. So those are the 5 damage perks you need, and you also need a Thinking Cap opal or something. You just need a Thinking Cap on it. And then you get 33% damage from that pet, and you also get the 8% more damage for the set bonus with the wand. So yes, this ties into the wand, but again, you're going to need an ultra scaly Frillisaur with Fire Dealer, Fire Giver, Fire Boon, Pain Bringer, and Pain Giver, and a Thinking Cap, which you can get from Jules. So yeah, it needs to be exactly that. You can't get anything else. It has to be the scaly Frillisaur. And then yeah, and there's only one more thing on this list, and it is the Potion of Fire. So we go into the shop here. We go to Elixirs, and we go down here to where it says, where is it? Here. Oh no, here, yeah. So you can either get the major or the normal. And again, like I said before, this is just if you want to have the highest possible damage at a time. You're going to need one of these elixirs because they give 10% fire damage. There's one more thing I didn't mention in what I'm doing here. So, yeah, buddy, I'll help you in a second. So, I don't know if this is even possible, which is why I said the highest damage is 226. But if you can figure out a way to go to Chrysalis and get Devin Whiteheart or whatever to follow you around, you get that 15% damage boost from him following you around. Let me just show 1 second. Yeah, you get the 15% damage boost if you can somehow find a way for Devin Wormheart or something in Chrysalis to follow you around. I don't even know if that's possible, so if it's not possible, I apologize, but yeah, if you can't get him to follow you around and you get everything else in this, including the Ice Deckathletes deck, you get 226 damage. You can check my math if you want. But if you don't include the potion, but you include the Case of Engulfing Flames, which most people forget about, then you get 206 damage without the potion, obviously, and without him following around, and without the Ice Deckathletes deck. So, with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. If you found it helpful or enjoyable, make sure that you hit that like button. We're just about to close in on 500 subscribers, so that's cool. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.